Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Wrestling Challenge review series for the 22nd of November, 1986. We've got one more of these to do after this one, and hopefully, we will find more on file sharing services because WWE is lax about putting up their stuff. Anyway, Hart Foundation and the Moondogs is a really weird match to me to open this particular program. Hart Foundation heels, Moondogs heels. I don't remember them ever turning the Moondogs babyface. Maybe the thought is former tag team champions against future tag team champions would be a good thing for business. I don't really know what the deal is. Of course, Jimmy Hart managing the Hart Foundation. They jumped the Moondogs from behind. Interesting that they're getting ready for other dogs, otherwise known as the Bulldogs, over the months to come here. And Bret Hart and stays in there with Spot, gets double teamed. Moondog Rex catches Bret under the chin, and Rex and Spot cut Bret off. Bret, obviously, the guy that's going to do the selling if there's selling to be done in the area or in the overall scheme of things. Anyway, Moondog Rex manages to body slam Bret, or try to anyway. Gets tripped, and Bret takes back over on the Moondog. Bret cuts the ring off on the Moondog and a tag off to Neidhart. That goes pretty well according to plan there. And then Neidhart manages to choke out Moondog Rex, and Bret does the same. Over the next couple of minutes, I still think this is a sweeps level deal because we kind of do see some more higher profile matches. Bret comes back in brawling with Rex. Rex comes out a little bit ahead for a minute or two there. And Anvil comes in, body slam on Rex. Anvil looks like a house in this particular space and time. He just looks like $1,000,000 here. Anyway, kick to the midsection and hot tag slowly by Moondog Rex to Spot. Spot comes in, goes at it with Neidhart. Short armed tag there. Irish whip double, and the Moondogs with a double back elbow. I actually wonder, because I don't know enough of my 70s history, if this is the original Moondogs that won the championships. Some underhanded tactics along the way by the Hearts get them the victory here. Rougeau brothers in the rebuttal segment, they are speaking English and French as they promote their desire to move forward. And then Can-Am Connection, Zinc and Martel, who were pushed through the spring of 87. I did not know that they were here late in 86. I was not aware of that. Barry O and the Gladiator, otherwise known as Ricky Hunter, under a mask, are the adversaries for Zinc and Martel. Of course, Martel, former AWA champion, coming off of that run there not too terribly long ago. I think he did some international touring before coming to the WWF. Zinc doesn't last very long here and doesn't come back at any point. Zinc manages to hit some arm ringers, arm bars, and then a head scissors takeover. Tag off to Martel. The Can-Am Connection almost strikes me as a team that was meant to kind of combat the Rock and Roll Express, the Midnight Express, kind of good-looking babyface tag team here. Barry O takes the man into the corner. Tag off to the Gladiator. Doesn't get exactly all he wants there. Martel manages to roll through, and Martel certainly a bit more bouncy on his feet. Of course, Martel would go on to team with Tito Santana later in 87 to win the tag team championships from the Hart Foundation as Strikeforce. But this is the predecessor, and there was even some conjecture that Martel and Zinc were originally slated for the spot, and they shifted it to Santana. Anyway, into the knee of his partner, Martel sends Barry O, and again, tag off to Hunter, aka the Gladiator, kind of gets him going in a direction that he wants to go. double Irish whip, blind tag, leapfrog, and a roll up by Zinc, who manages to help get the team the victory, or it looks like it, but it doesn't quite happen. Then a double team maneuver on the heels, and the Can-Am Connection is victorious. We move to the Junkyard Dog, who is cutting a promo, basically bemoaning that he wants the King Harley race, among other people, to combat. He mentions Butch Reed again, and the dog kind of losing a little steam here in 87, also losing a little bit of mobility due to gaining weight, but that's there. Paul Roma, who is a enhancement talent and a featured performer over the years, the next several years in the WWF. This is before the foundation and formation of the Young Stallions later in 87. Roma and Sika, the father of Roman Reigns, very basic moves here. Punch kick from Sika, but that's what he's destined and meant to do. Drop kick through the ropes by Roma. Roma could have been so much more. Never really understood why he didn't go a bit further in the WWF at the time. Obviously, Roma's highlight of his career is becoming a horseman in WCW, which a lot of people bemoan that as a bad move by the Horseman franchise. But anyway, headbutts by Sika. Sika manages to hit a really vicious looking Samoan drop and a victory there. Dino Bravo alongside Johnny V versus Mario Mancini. Mancini, an enhancement talent from the primarily New England / tri-state area, who gets a lot of opportunities. Bravo again with the dark hair. Not what most of us grew up with, unless you're from this era. As bleach blonde, Dino is what we're used to. Dino had been a major force in Canadian wrestling for quite a while prior to this. Hits a short knee and some punches, kicks, and the like. Dino, of course, does the world's strongest man gimmick starting in the beginning of 88, but still hasn't found himself here. Several jabs and a hard forearm by Bravo here. Bravo manages to snatch the man up, trying to get an advantage, sends him to the outside. Johnny V takes a cheap shot or two on the enhancement talent. Bravo brings the man back into the ring. Irish whip and a boot to the midsection. Again, super basic offense. I would have liked to see Bravo in his prime or in matches where guys could bump for him, because I don't know that I've ever seen the best of Dino Bravo. Back suplex and a victory for Bravo. The Snake Pit, Hogan and Jake confronted again. They do not do the DDT. I don't think that ever airs on official television. But suffice to say, Hogan isn't big on snakes, isn't big on Jake the Snake. And the tease, even though they don't actually show the drop of the DDT on the Snake Pit, the tease for Hogan and Roberts feud is there throughout the months. Dick Slater back as part of the program, although not for very much longer. I think he's gone early in 87. Iron Mike Sharp, who had quite the run in the Mid-South area. If you haven't heard our Mid-South stuff, worth going out of your way to hear that right here on the channel. But Iron Mike Sharp is the adversary for Dick Slater on this particular occasion. Slater, again, not a guy that ever really gets off to a really good start in the WWF. Punch kick by Slater, not really anything to write home about. Does get a hip toss or two upon occasion. Hits a dropping knee. I know a lot of people compare him to Terry Funk. I don't think Slater ever had a character of his own that was worth terribly writing home about. Basically, the majority of this match, though, is a chase around the outside of the ring by Slater of Sharp. Sharp running away. They do the head scissors spot, kind of work that for a couple of minutes. Sharp actually gets some offense in before running into the buckle as Slater moves out of the way, gets a couple of shots, and manages to get a cover and a victory, does Dick Slater. Special look at Outback Jack doing the Timey Kangaroo down, showing himself kind of driving around in the Outback and teasing him coming in. I never got to see Outback Jack in person, that bemoans because I love the WrestleCrap style stuff. So it's sad when I don't get to see that. And but he had left by the time I started going to shows in '89, or at least wasn't on the loop of shows that I went to. Killer Bees, Bob Orton, and Magnificent Morocco. Orton and Morocco still a team for a little while longer here in '86. I think they've run as a team through maybe the spring of '87, something like that. So um, Morocco is here. Um, Fuji is not here with Morocco this week that I see. However, Jimmy Hart is out there with Cowboy Bob Orton. Needless to say, the Killer Bees have a decent match with Orton and Morocco. Morocco at this point getting a little bit pudgy, a little bit out of shape. Brunzell takes the early part of the match with Morocco. Morocco cuts him off. Basic stuff there. Tags off between the Killer Bees on the babyface side of the ring. Jimmy Hart beside himself that his team not doing as well as he would like them to. Back to the arm, on the arm for the majority of the match are the Killer Bees. They do rapid tags. I mean, good underneath tag team match to close the show this week. Obviously, closing it with a promo, but as far as matches are concerned, this is the main event of the week. Double clothesline by Orton and Morocco, and they cut the ring off on Brian Blair for the next several minutes. Several tags between the heels and Orton, a guy who I don't think ever gets the amount of credit that he deserves for his time. I actually want to go back and watch more of Orton if I can. And Atomic Drop by B. Brian Blair on Morocco. Morocco looks very bloated here. Some miscommunications on some clotheslines that don't look the best, but Blair able to turn it around. He hits the butt as a B, and then we see Orton come back in, kind of do a little bit of cheating, trying to get things going back for his team. Jimmy Hart jumping up and down with great excitement on the outside of the ring. Meanwhile, a sleeper attempt by Brunzell, who has tagged back in. The Bees are cleaning house on both of their adversaries here, and eventually the Bees get cheated out of a victory. Jimmy Hart happy with this. Slick and Butch Reed comment on the fact that there is no competition to their liking in the World Wrestling Federation at this point in 1986. They bemoan not wanting to deal with the Junkyard Dog or anybody else for that matter. And that will close us for today. We'll be back to close out the month of November 1986 here at the Wrestling Challenge Review Series. Over 1,000 audios. Please check them out and subscribe.